she didn't have to make that decision because she was already, you know, chilling. So the biggest thing for the people who don't have a desire to go into IT is it's never too late to pursue your passion.
So, all girls ain't created equal. So, all girls ain't created equal.
Hey y'all, welcome to the WineDown.
Hey, everybody.
Tonight is a little bit different. I got my sister Portia. She is gonna be leading this evolution tonight. Thank you guys for coming. All of the new people. I don't know all of your names, but I'm happy to have you here tonight. Tonight we got a very special guest coming on, and because I'm a little bit under the weather, and Portia is familiar with the guest speaker and the lesson topic, I thought it would be befitting to have her. For those of you who don't know, Portia is my sister, my second oldest sister in Atlanta, Georgia. Say what's up to the people,
hey,
Polly.
People, how y'all doing?
We got a very, very, very good topic tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about how you can, don't be fearful of your dreams. Don't be fearful at any time in your life to choose to change and do something better for yourself. And Dominique is so awesome. I had a lot of conversations with her so far. She's so knowledgeable about the lesson topic, and she's really excited about what she's able to do for you and for other people. So it's going to be a good one. What you think, sir?
I think it's going to be great. I don't know I know with COVID, a lot of people kind of looked at changing their careers. I was one of those people. I went back to school. I recently graduated. I got my degree in IT, and because of course IT is a moneymaker. So it was a huge career change for me. I'm still kind of in the process of transitioning, but throughout that, I met some really good people. And the Women in STEM program was one of the, I see so many women in STEM, which is, big time. So, and, just the flexibility of, like I said, the flexibility of IT afforded so many people, they afforded them the opportunity to be able to work from home. And a lot of people got used to being able to work from home. So they ended up, they work from home, and now people don't want to go back into the office. And, that's because of all of the technology. So Dominique she's one of those people, and she kind of transitioned and went on into that IT realm, and she's now living her best life and working her dream job in IT. So, we're going to kind of get into that a little bit later. I was kind of bamboozled into this, so just FYI for the record. But so, a lot of people, like I said, my background is human resources. My background is human resources. So IT was a hard transition for me. So I know if I can do it, everybody can do it, because I literally quit school in my head every other day. So, again, and it's different ways of, transitioning to that IT field. You don't need to, somebody told me I need to get with Aisha Martin. I will. But there are different ways that you can get into IT. You don't have to go back to school. I went back to school because I didn't know any better. But I went back to school, and, I could have gone and gotten certification. So thank you for that advice. I will definitely get in touch with Aisha Martin.
Yeah, that was Ronnie Young. He always come through with the resources. I appreciate you, Ronnie. Yeah. But before, oh shoot, is that Neffy?
Hey, son.
Hey, Neffy.
Yeah, my son is on here.
That's my baby. Even though he grown and 6'8", he's still my baby boy. So I always get excited. But anyway, before we get started with Dominique, and while we just kind of wait for a couple people to come on, first of all, Dominique is definitely a jack of all trades that can't be stopped. She absolutely is, and I think her name is probably Nicole. One thing I learned about Dominique is her passion. Y'all go get to see her. Y'all go meet her. She's a beautiful lady. So y'all will see for yourself. But while we wait, I just wanted to talk about some of the daily news, what's happening right now. Give some people a couple minutes to log on. It's 36 minutes. Y'all got your wine together? Where you wine at? Where you wine at, sir?
Look at my
Yes,
glass.
put the wine down. That's so pretty. Yes, put the wine down. Them folks said I drank my wine too fast last week. I had
You did.
Hey, I was done before the event was over. So, hey, but so I was reading the news. Did anybody see that in Washington State, that barista? Anybody on the WineDown? Did y'all see how they tried to snatch that barista out the window?
I saw that. I did see that.
That's crazy.
The guy was trying to the guy was trying to what was he was trying to abduct her,
Yeah,
and get her into human trafficking, or probably trying to,
and
mm-hmm.
it's that rule. She was in like a small city called Auburn, Washington. I've never heard of that city before, and I've been up there a few times. But what I think is, and I don't know, I'm not saying her, but just a reminder, we cannot be complacent, in this, we can't be complacent, because a lot of times we feel real comfortable in, in our hometowns, especially when we stay in those small hometowns and everybody know everybody. But we just can't be complacent, because dude tried to bring her through the window and put a zip tie on her arm.
Yep, while she was working at Starbucks.
Yeah. Ronnie, I see your messages. I wouldn't want to do that tonight because I don't want to step on the guest speaker that we have, but I definitely like to talk to her for future opportunities.
Another big topic that I saw, that I just wanted to I just thought about, did anybody see the Alabama basketball player being charged with capital murder for killing a girl? And apparently there was some kind of little altercation, and I don't know, the girl, I guess she wouldn't talk to him, and he killed the girl. She was 23 years old, and she had a 5-year-old son.
I didn't know he was an Alabama basketball player.
He was an active basketball player for University of Alabama.
Oh my!
Now he's being charged with capital murder. He didn't shoot the gun, but he gave the shooter the gun.
And he gave the shooter the gun to shoot the girl.
Yes.
Get this for me.
23 years old.
So that's crazy that somebody in that situation couldn't say, the shooter couldn't say, "No, we're gonna let this go."
And I see where somebody said he was a starter. Like, I mean, he went to University of Alabama. That's a high major Division I school. So, I mean, he was living a good life. Like, wow. It's crazy that, my son, a lot of y'all don't know, but my son, he plays basketball. He plays college basketball. And, as a parent, you always worry about your kids being away from you because, you can't watch over your kids the way that you would watch over them at home. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I saw that, I'm constantly praying for my son, but I reached out and said, son, I don't care who's doing what. If you know that somebody is knowingly doing something that could possibly get them in trouble, don't be around them. Mm-hmm. Don't be around them. Just don't be around, because it's you run that risk of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah. And like I said, if you know that that's going on, like if you know somebody is doing some illegal stuff, just separate yourself. It's okay to say, "No, man, I'll catch up with y'all in a safe place, in the gym, or I'll go to McDonald's. I'll meet y'all to go eat, or something like that." But if you knowingly know that somebody is doing some illegal stuff that could possibly get you arrested and have you put in jail, stop hanging around them.
And
It's not that hard.
we talked about yeah, it is being recorded. We talked about that situation, like you think about like the Chris Brown domestic violence and how a lot of times, and I'm not, this is not about the Alabama guy, his ass should be underneath the jail. You can't handle, don't get me talking about Tory Lanez, because this is, you can't handle being dissed. Now all of a sudden you got to get to shoot somebody because you got dissed. But we talked about how even in the situations when you have that type of status, or regardless of what's happening, you sometimes have to exercise even more restraint because of what could happen to you and the things that you are more likely to lose just because of who you are. And it's not, it's not fair, but it's just another thing we have to continue to remind our people, like, walk away. It's not worth it, no matter what's going on. Like, if you can walk away from that situation, if you have an opportunity to say no, to move up, don't risk it all. It ain't worth it at all.
No, not at all. And young people always think it can't happen to me,
Mm-hmm.
but it would more than likely happen to you, because you don't really have the experience that you think you have. You really don't have it.
Yeah.
You really don't. So like I said, if you knowingly hang around people that are doing something that could possibly get you in trouble, or that could possibly get them in trouble, stop hanging around them. Leave them alone. It's okay. You can see them when you see them, but see them in a safe place where you won't get caught up in no wrong place, wrong time situation.
Yeah. Sharonda said, yes, sometimes people will target you just because of your position.
Yeah.
And you're expected
Act
to act at
at a higher standard. Yeah.
Chantrell said, that's why I always play out the situation out of fear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you want to get ready to announce the guest speaker? We got
Yes.
about 15 minutes in. I'm
All
excited.
right. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce our guest speaker. Her name is Dominique Michie. She was one of my mentors throughout my college career. She was the best thing that happened to me in college. So, and I'm just gonna kind of, give you a brief description of her bio. In 2018, she decided to go back to school to get her dream degree and become part of the women in STEM community. In 2021, she graduated from Mercer University with a bachelor's in information technology and informatics. While at Mercer, she received so many accolades, and I can attest to this. She definitely did. She received so many accolades, including she was on the dean and president's list throughout her college semesters. She also she was a Charles Roberts Scholarship recipient. She received the Outstanding Student in Information Technology and Informatics Award, and due to her academic success, she was invited to join several societies, including Upsilon Pi Epsilon, Phi Kappa Phi, Alpha Sigma Lambda, the National Society of Leadership and Success, and Golden Key International Honor Society. Right before she graduated, she was offered a position as a software developer for General Motors, that's GM, the car company. Y'all know that. Coding was her goal. She discovered that she had a passion, and some of the IT people may know some of this terminology, but she thought she wanted to do coding until she was introduced to UX, which is user experience, and that's how you experience how you go about using the internet. So she kind of helps make the use of internet sites that we all use every day and don't think about it. She's one of those people that makes sure it's very user friendly and easy to use. So she transitioned into that field her senior year. She was given an opportunity in January to transition as a UX designer for a GM. And some of her hobbies is traveling the world, exploring, discovering new adventures. She is a gamer. So video game people, that's you all. She's a gamer. She loves anime, manga, watching movies, spending time with her beautiful family, her 2 kids and her husband. She loves hiking, reading, and writing. So, and her philosophy is in life, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. So I need to find that in my life. So, but I'm going to go ahead and bring Dominique on.
So you think I should stay on just
Yes,
because
I do.
people that's on
Yeah.
AJ
Yes,
Bully,
I do.
it'll delete. I hate to do this because it's gonna make her screen smaller, but I'm gonna go on mute so I won't be a distraction.
Okay, I don't know how do I go on mute?
Hey girl, you look so
Hello.
beautiful today. Welcome to the Wind Down. So excited to have you. Portia read your bio as you can see. Man, we're excited to have you here today. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be with you all tonight.
So Dominique, can you just talk about like your transition? Well, what made you get into IT? I know we kind of read a little brief description of that, but can you just talk about how I guess what your career was first, and then how you transition over into the STEM IT realm?
Okay, so I was in the transitioning of let's just start from the very beginning. I was introduced to a course. It was a coding course, C# at a community college, and I was absolutely in love with it, but it wasn't really convenient because I was already a full-time worker. I was already a mom. So I really didn't have the 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 time to actually get into that particular program. I was first going into accounting, but now if you go into looking at everything, everything's being done by technology. So that became something that I wasn't really interested in anymore. So I was like, okay, let me go back to my passion. And I was thinking that there's no time that's going to be perfect for you. You want to wait for the perfect moment to get into doing what you love. And you're like, okay, it's never going to be perfect. Let me do this now. And when Portia said that she felt like she was going to quit every day, I felt like that the first semester, discrete mathematics, it almost ran me up the hill. I was terrified, but I found Mercer University, and it was very, very convenient. It was online classes. It was during the times where I wasn't working, either sync or async classes, and one of those classes was graphic design, and that's where I met the lovely Portia. And so it was a great college experience, one of the college experiences that I never thought was possible. They were from the moment I jumped into the program to the moment I left. And even then, they helped me get my resume together. They showed me how to use the tools. They had these events for job hunting. So I was always hungry. I was always being helped. I always had that helping hand. So the moment just before I graduated, I found a position on Handshake, which is a college app that helps the students find a job. And I found GM as a software developer. I love coding. That was my first love, but in my senior year, I fell in love with UX design. Still love coding, by the way, but before I graduated, I got recruited by GM. So I did software for about 8 months, and then I talked to a lot of people, networked my way through, and found being a user experience designer, which is UX designer. And now I'm designing the look, feel, and behavior of different applications that General Motors use in order for them to service vehicles.
But no, we didn't come up with a word. We didn't come up with a word for the night. So I guess computer can be our word of the night, or no, let's say IT so everybody can get drunk. So IT is our word of the night. And if you all have any questions to ask Dominique about IT, feel free to go ahead and put them, add them into the I don't know. I don't do Instagram, so I don't really know what it's called, but just into the feed.
Yeah.
And that way we can read those off, and we can see those. Ronesha, let's see. I have other questions, but I'm
I
new
got
to this
something
Instagram
that
thing,
I
so
heard her say. I got something that I heard her say that I just want to reiterate. She said two things that was like huge for me as somebody who don't pursue IT. First thing she said was she made a decision to pursue her passion. She didn't have to make that decision because she was already, chilling. So the biggest thing for the people who don't have a desire to go into IT is it's never too late to pursue your passion. And when she did that, did you see what happened for her? Like all of these accolades, all of this ability that she's had to inspire, touch Portia, touch me through Portia, all these because Portia was calling me like, do you got a friend? And couldn't nobody help her. Then all of
nobody.
them. So when she decided to pursue what was special for her, how much more enlightened she became, how much better she became for other people. And for me, I felt like that was a whole word in itself. Then the second thing that happened was because she was passionate and she did what she loved, one of the major Fortune 500 companies sought her out. She said she was recruited. Y'all heard that? She said recruited. So that's a word. And I just think that's so amazing, Dominique. Like, just that fear, you choosing to go outside of like everything that was probably already comfortable for you and just say, I want to pursue my passion. Do you mind if I ask, how old were you when you made that decision?
Okay, well, I'm 35 now, going into 36. Okay, so I want to say 32, 32.
Mm.
So yeah, I started 2018 and I did not stop until I graduated. Like when the pandemic started in 2020, everything was shut down. So I said, okay, might as well just keep going. So I did okay, maybe 31, 32. Okay, what? Okay, ma'am. Okay, so I went to school all throughout 2020. And then I said, I want to graduate in the spring. And that's when I graduated. I saw myself at the end.
Mm.
And I wanted to also be in a field where I'm always learning. Because if I become stale, I get bored, and like a bored Dominique is just automatic, and just there's just so much gray in the world. And I'm a lifelong learner.
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep learning until the wheels fall off. I got it from my family. My mother is a long time, like she keeps on learning. My sister keeps on learning. My aunt, she's trying to go for a PhD. My grandmother, retired. She still wants to explore and travel and just do new things. So it was kind of just embedded in me.
What were some of your biggest struggles, and how did you overcome those?
I really had family. I had that support because when I first started, full-time worker and then full-time student, and I was coming home, sleeping for a couple of hours, eating, and then going right back to the books, and then going to sleep around 2, 3 a.m., sleeping for about 4 hours and start the day all over again. It was very exhausting. But I was ready for that sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready for that. So um, outside of that, I felt like I wasn't spending as much time as I wanted with my family because of me just having that energy to work and to just go to school and study. That's all I had. But I knew at the end of all of this, I was going to make it up to them. I wanted to work for a life that had that work-life balance. So I'm just not always working. And now I'm at the end of that rainbow, and me and my family were having so many adventures. And I'm just glad that I took the years of those sacrifices in order to be where I'm at right now with my beautiful home, my beautiful family, and just loving life, like you said.
Mm-hmm. We have some other questions. Let's see. What impact did that decision switch gears make on your personal and working life? Like, well, I guess you kind of just explained that. You just kind of it took away a lot of time from your family and everything. But of course, now you're kind of reaping those benefits now in the end. And I know as far as like making a good living, like do do you feel like the career, I don't know what the career you had before, but do you feel like it afforded you the opportunity to kind of make a better living for you and your family? Or
It absolutely did, because where I was, it was just about work, 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 and it didn't necessarily care about my work-life balance. They just wanted the work done. And I knew I wanted to be able to market myself, to be able to find the best employer that kind of worked with being with, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and they understood that. So I want to say General Motors, this is the craziest, most good employer that I ever worked with, because it's so modern, and it's so progressive when it comes to their work culture. And I can honestly say I walk into that place and I found people like me. I found people that look like me, and it's beautiful to see that there's women in STEM, GM, women in STEM, and we're trying to recruit more people in. And so I'm really focused on, like, somebody helped me, I help others too. So like the GM and Mercer chat that I had about a couple of months ago, Portia, you were there.
yeah,
I orchestrated that with a couple of other Mercer alumni, and I just love bringing information to people that just help them grow. If they're not going to be at General Motors, then they can
go
go
somewhere
somewhere.
else.
Right, but as long as I'm able to help, I definitely do that. When it came to Portia, she wanted to learn. That's what drove us together. Like, she wasn't giving up, and that was
Right.
dried. I was like, okay, this girl's hungry. She wants to keep going. She wants to she wants to get to that finish line. And we had the struggles together, but we made it. Them late night phone calls trying
Yes.
to figure out the Adobe, but it was like, again, and now because of that I had the time to help you. So again,
Yes.
work balance.
Exactly. Yeah. So let me ask you another question. Is the money what you expected?
It's more than what I expected,
Oh, that's a
actually.
good thing.
Up into like my first year as UX, I will say with everything 95, and that's my range. I'm being transparent with mine, which is fine. Well, it's 95K first
hmm
starting.
Oh,
So
wow. Now that's really good.
yeah,
I mean, that's
it's
good. Yeah, that's good. I mean, and
yeah.
the
So
thing
I
is,
wasn't prepared.
that's someone coming out of, I mean, and you were coming out of college. So that was a starting salary for you coming out of college. So, I mean, those of you that, aren't in IT and looking at that, just kind of look at that, because it does, I mean, it pays very well. Somebody said, would you go back to school for a higher education or degree, or do you feel like it's necessary in your line of work?
I do want to go back for a master's. I want to go back with software development, HCI, something with user experience. I do want to continue to grow in that field. I don't want to lose touch of the coding that I learned in Mercer and what I have touched so far when it comes to the software development side that I did in General Motors. I did want to go back to Mercer. I'm just waiting for them to bring out that program.
hmm
But right now, I'm still trying to continue my education. So I'm going into looking at the certs. Someone just mentioned Coursera.
Yeah, I was
That's
about to say.
Udemy,
Okay.
EDX, Solo Learn. All of these are platforms that I use personally. And for the Coursera, there's actually a Google certificate for user experience. So for me, I didn't want to get my degree, my bachelor's degree, but it's not needed, especially with the Coursera Google
Right.
certificates, because there are employers that are acknowledging those and are actually bringing people into it with those certificates alone. You just have to be hungry out there.
Yeah. So, and I just wanted to kind of piggyback on that, the Coursera and Udemy. I know at one point Amazon, AWS, they offered some courses that you could take to get some certifications. Microsoft, they offered different courses, and from what I hear, I know the Amazon courses are big. Companies really look at those certifications and they hire based on, they hire based on those. So there are a lot of them out there that offer, you can get certified for free. There are a lot of places, platforms that you can use to get certified for free. Now, the one thing in IT that I also learned, there are some roles where you don't have to actually get certified. There are some roles that you have to kind of keep your certifications updated. And then there are some roles that you don't have to do coding or certifications. And I don't know if you're familiar with, I don't know what those roles are, but I do know that there are some roles that don't require, you know, some of the stuff that we think that is required, like the coding, like having to build websites and stuff. There are so many that don't require that kind of stuff. So I don't know, maybe you can speak on some of those as well.
Yes, so one is business analyst or project owner or business analyst. Those are the ones that I work with closely. You don't necessarily have to have the coding experience. It's more of just a general knowledge of it. So it's not like you have to know the technicality of everything, but let's just say for a BA, which is the business analysis, or a product owner or project manager, they are actually controlling the project. So they're kind of the ones putting the pieces together. They're talking to the stakeholders and talking to the director, and they're saying, okay, this is how long it's going to take for us to create this particular app. And then that's when they're like, okay, well, you have this. So then that's when the PM, project manager, or BA, and they're coming to us and they're telling us, okay, we have this line that we have to do. We're on Agile, so we're delivering projects every 3 weeks so we can get it in front of the users as soon as possible so they can kind of gut it up for us and we can try to fine tune it as best as we can. And so those are one of them. There are certain data analysts that don't necessarily need to know coding like Java or Python or C# or anything like that, but they semi work with data. So they're either deciphering the data and cleaning it up, or they're actually going into SQL, and that's a database language, in order to kind of bring queries out and getting that information and kind of bring it into the app so it can be more presentable for a user when they're reading it. So those are the two that I work with most.
Okay. I guess I have two questions. And one of them, I think we can kind of use it as a closing to close out. One, I guess some of the pros and cons in your line of work. Your sister is very proud of you, by the way, too.
Oh,
Michaela Nicole is very proud of you. Loves you very much.
yes, I saw my sister pop up. I was like, oh, it's like I want to talk to her, but she
you want
answering
to know
questions.
some of the pros and cons of your working in IT and STEM.
Well, pros, money, but I also like the
Oh, we said
adventure.
IT. Y'all didn't drink.
Oh, snap. All right.
IT.
almost choked. Okay, so now I can try not to say the word. Okay, so it's the money, of course, but it's also that I have to continue to learn. That's
Hmm.
like you have to be a lifelong learner because there's something new that's happening every day. Like, oh, this is a new change in the guidelines. We haven't had this in the applications, or oh, we have to figure out how we can add these two elements together and how, like right now, I'm transitioning from Adobe XD, which is an application which I love so much, to Figma. And that's going to be our new platform, and I'm learning it. It hurt.
You're having to constantly learn different platforms.
Yeah, so right now I'm learning, I'm showing other developers how to use it. So it's just constant learning, and that's what I love about the field. Cons is that I have to present a demo every week to
Oh
like
wow.
3 different projects, and they're gonna keep on gutting and butchering the stuff until you get it right. So any feedback is good feedback, and that's what I had to learn.
Okay.
Because they would be like, why is it flowing this way? Why did you think of this? Why did you do this? I don't like it. But then they can't tell you why they don't like it. So you're gonna have to kind of decipher why they don't like it and get to like the main source of their issues. You have to sometimes compromise because the users want this and but you think this works. So it's kind of having to constructively listen to everyone's opinions
Okay.
and seeing what we can and can't do and kind of do the middle ground where everyone's happy, which you know how hard that is.
Right. Of course. So the last question I have, and I think I've said this to you before, and apparently a piece of quiz wants to know as well. Um, do you offer like a mentorship program? And if not, would you kind of go into kind of offering like a mentorship? Because of course, just from my experience learning the whole IT thing, I definitely think you need a mentor. It's a requirement. And I made you my mentor without you even knowing it. So, you know, I mean, yeah, for my final project, you were listed in my acknowledgments as my mentor. So, because I do feel like you mentored me, without you, it would have been so much harder, and I probably wouldn't have made it out when I made it out. So, but I do want to know, like, are you willing to kind of start some kind of mentoring program, or is that something that you've thought about?
I did think about it because someone told me that I'm really helpful and I really like helping people when it comes to them trying to learn and they're trying to grow. And that's what I find beautiful about it. That's what kind of gravitates me to somebody. You're wanting to learn, you're wanting to grow. Right now, I can't even think about it. So between the job I have, I'm also on a movie project. And on top of that, I have photography gigs that come up every
Mhm.
so often. And I'm a mom and I'm a wife. So I do have a lot on my plate right
I
now,
think you
but
can fit that in. I was just kidding. I was just
I just smooth it in. But I, I will say if you do reach out, I'll lend a helping hand. That's that's me. Like if you just ask me, I'll be there to help.
yes.
If I do say no, it's not that I don't want to help. It's just that I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Like now I'm helping, but now this is like today I had like 3 meetings that I had to present. Like it's yeah. So I might be just socially drained.
Mhm.
Give me the next day after I get a good 8 hours of sleep. I got your back.
So
Slide.
y'all hear that? Everybody that's trying to kind of look into the whole IT thing, make sure y'all, you know, uh, and like I said, I don't really do social media. I don't really know about this whole Instagram. So friend her. I don't really know what the terminology is. Friend her on Instagram, and she can give y'all her Instagram because I forgot it already because I don't do this stuff, y'all. So I told y'all I was bamboozled and I was bullied into this tonight. And I said
Oh,
IT, so y'all
snap.
get ready to drink, drink,
Oh.
drink.
Mm.
And I just want to keep showing y'all my cute glass. So
Well, at least you know that the viewers are participating.
I hope they are.
Yeah.
So Dominique, do you want to just kind of give them your Instagram again and friend her? Somebody told me friend her. Friend her now.
Let me see if I can.
It should be
Oh,
CMR.
it's at CMRINGG07. Your sister got your back.
Yeah.
So again, anybody that's looking to kind of transition into IT or come the STEM career, Dominique, she's open to kind of answering whatever questions you all might have. And again, thank y'all for my first wine down. I appreciate you all for being so patient with me. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Ro because I told y'all I'm the fake Ro. I'm Poe. So I'll let y'all talk to her. And Dominique, thank you again, girl. You everything to me. So all
Love
right,
you,
go ahead, little
man.
sister. Go ahead and take it away.
Shout out to Michaela Nicole. Michaela Nicole is the MVP for the night. Throw a couple claps in the chat for Michaela
She
Nicole.
gets a sip. She gets a sip.
Yes, take a sip for
From
is that right?
Baltimore. From Baltimore.
Yes, Baltimore in the house. Again, thank you so much for being here tonight. A lot of jewels that you offered us. A lot of just positivity, a lot of just self-confidence and belief. I appreciate all of that. And I'll take away, I don't have a desire to be in STEM or in the science. I am a learner. I like going, I'm in school and all that kind of stuff, but that's not my desire. But what I did get out of it is it doesn't matter how old you are, what your plans are. If you have something, a dream, it's never too late to go after it, because when you find the thing that's important to you, you look at all the greatness that came out of it. Some of y'all got here late, I said it before, but when she decided to follow her dream, all the accolades that she got, but it's beyond the accolades, all the people that she was able to touch because of her passion. And people can feel that energy when you love what you do. You are able to inspire so many. So thank you so much, Dominique. You inspired me tonight. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad. And again, if anyone wants to reach out, ask about anything about the IT field, I'm here and I'm continuing to study. And if I don't know anything, I'm gonna find someone who will for you.
Thank you. If you ain't following Dominique, follow Dominique. Follow me, Ronesha_Nation. If you don't know who I am, Portia on my login, but Ronesha_Nation. And come back next week to
Yes,
the Wine
we
Down.
do this every Wednesday, y'all. Every Wednesday.
8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. Next week we got Maurice Carey. He is from Douglasville, Georgia, but he is an actor doing great blockbuster movies on the big screen, and he's going to talk about his journey into becoming an actor and the things that you can do if that's something that you want to pursue. We went to school together, and I'm really excited to have him here. If you got, child acting things that you want to do, how to find an agent, it's a lot of different reasons why just being a part of that conversation could be helpful for you. It don't have to be about acting, because getting into that, there's so many other layers into different things people do that he may be able to help you with. So come back next week. It's going to be a great, great show. Thank you so much, Dominique, again for being here. Portia, thank you for holding it down for me. I didn't think I was going to make it. I had a lot of stuff going on, but I appreciate you, Sue. I love you.
I love
I
you
love
That's
too.
still in the house.
Douglas, yeah, D-Ville in the house.
Yes.
And make sure you are following Ronesha_Nation. Make sure you're following Dominique. If you have any questions for her, hit her up in her messenger. Be respectful. Don't be in there trying to slide. Okay? She is a married woman. I would say Portia on the AJ Bouye, but she manages his page because, like she said, she don't be out on social media like that. But anyway,
I'm gonna create my own. But if any AJ Boye people are here, yeah, make sure y'all follow, connect, get on here. And also we have tryouts on Sunday from 12 to 2 p.m. So if any AJ Boye elite people are on here, tryouts on Sunday from 12 to 2 p.m. So tell your friends, we need some good talent. Okay.
Tell y'all what Portia did. So y'all already heard her say her son is a D1 basketball player, killing it. He is
Just graduated.
I'm gonna be biased no matter what. But what Portia does, and a lot of people don't know this, is she has a passion for mentoring young boys. Beyond going to school and all that stuff, that's something that she adapted. So she volunteers her time working with multiple different background basketball organizations and helping kids get into college. So a lot of people don't know that about Portia, but she is a huge mentor. She does a lot to help mentor these young guys and give them outlets and get them off the street. Like, these kids will call her to come over for Thanksgiving. Hey, I'm in trouble. Can I come spend the night and sleep on your floor? Like, it is a safe place for them. And I admire that about you, sister.
Thank you.
She does it from the bottom of her heart. And that's why she's talking about the AJ Bouye. That's why she do it, because she just want to see our young Black men become something, in this world. So
right.
That's awesome. So you touch a lot of people through that. I
appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. So
even her projects in school,
yeah, my project
were
was that
about the youth and sports and having that as a very healthy outlet for the younger generation. And also she had a painting event for, I want to say, a group at one point. So I was just like, oh, she's so caring and loving.
Tatiana said, hey, Portia girl.
Hey, Tatiana.
Yeah, and it's like she does it from the bottom of her heart. She don't ask for money. Them boys will call her to come pick them up at any time of night. And
they
just
drive me crazy.
So focused on saving them and saving them.
They my babies, though. They are my babies. So,
but anyway, thank y'all for being here tonight.
Thank you all so much.
Dominique, sister, thank you for holding it down. If you're not following me, follow me. If you're not following any of us, make sure you're following us. Be back here next week. We're going to talk to Maurice Carey and bring your questions, because he's going to have all the answers. Make sure you got your wine glasses full.
Yep. And y'all didn't drink because I was drinking. Bye, y'all.